going on, good people?
My man. 100
What's up,
grand.
man? How you doing, bro?
Bro, just glad to be back, man. Last week, brother, it was a doozy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Man.
Ooh, boy.
Ice apocalypse. Oh my goodness. Hey man, been in the South my whole life. Never seen negative temperatures in the South ever. The coldest I've ever seen was 9 degrees. 9 degrees was the coldest I've ever seen. It was unreal, brother. And the rolling blackouts. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh my goodness. Rolling blackouts, man. So that's why we didn't do the show last week, because the rolling blackouts was no way. No way possible.
No, so we just rolled on through.
What's up, Anthony Burns? What's
Anthony
going on,
Burns,
bro?
my man. How you doing, sir?
So let us just say we hope everybody is doing
Much better.
Much better now. I know some people are still having some struggles, especially like in the Houston area and stuff. I think they really got hit hard. So if you dealing with anything, our prayers, thoughts go out to you. We want you guys to be okay. I'm dealing with the headache of the plumbers and insurance, all kind of stuff right now myself. So I feel your pain. I know some people have some serious issues. Some people, even lost their lives. So it was serious. Yeah. Definitely serious. So we ask everybody to keep praying for everybody that's still going through right now.
Hello, hey, Rob.
How you doing? All right. So for those of you who just joining us for the first time, let me let you know this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships. But of course, we coming from a man's perspective, right? Now, this is not just for men. We want everybody to join in, men, women, boys, and girls. You're welcome. This is how you do it. You can drop a comment or a question in the comments and we can see it. Matter of fact, this is how you communicate with us and have this conversation with us. But by all means, talk to us. Let us know how you feel about what we're talking about, right? Before we get into all of that, ladies and gentlemen, Man Talk Monday News.
Ready? So, on Man Talk News today, with your host, John D. Blackman. On tonight's top story, Texas weather. What is going on? This weekend, it was 70 degrees and blue skies. Last week, it was -2. I didn't move down here for this. I'm moving to Florida if it happens one more time. What are y'all doing? Are y'all doing enough praying? You need to go back and get baptized. But until you do, make sure the weather stays at 70. This has been your man, John D. Blackman, on Man Talk News. Good night and good evening.
Saying, man, I'm gonna have to move closer to the equator. This foolishness keep on. Man, we weren't ready. We weren't ready.
I literally went, man, I know it was 3 to 4 days without leaving the house. Oh, I know I was in the house easy. I'm like, man, I hadn't been out the house in almost a week.
Right.
It was bad, man.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So next year, Christmas, as soon as somebody play Let It Snow, I'm gonna slap them. I'm slapping somebody. I don't want to hear no Let It Snow next Christmas. I don't want to hear it.
Oh boy, it was cold. Oh boy, it was cold. Man. Oh my goodness, it was cold a couple of those days. It was real cold a couple of those days, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, we want to remind you, we do have a segment called Man Talk About It. But we need your letters, ladies and gentlemen. So write to us if you got something that's on your heart, something that's been weighing heavy on you. You just want somebody, some counseling, some, if you want us to talk about it, send us a letter to the email address that's going across the bottom of the screen now, and we'll talk about it. We'll give you our opinion about the situation.
So would it be completely off? Will I pull the train off the track if I have like a letter type question?
Oh, go ahead. You got a letter type question? Yes.
Okay, so remember the one. Remember talking about? Did we ask this before about your ex asking for your appendix?
Oh, if you had an ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend who had a troubled kidney and they needed one, and they came to you, their ex, and asked for, can you, brother, sister, can you spare a kidney? How would you respond to that? How would you respond to that? That's pretty, man.
You know, it's funny because when I first heard it, I immediately thought, man, ain't nowhere in the world. But now that I'm thinking about it, man, I would consider it.
You would.
And the only reason why I would, man, because if you asking me, I know I got to be your last resort. If you asking me, if you asking me, I know you must not have nobody else. You must not have nobody if you asking me for anybody part.
But you're missing the point. Your kidney not yours. You gotta ask your wife. What you talking about? You ain't giving up no kidney without her permission, brother. So, needless to say, old girl will not be giving kidney, brother.
She said no. Hey, that's who you gonna blame it on. She said no. She said, I need my kidney.
Hey, most people want ketchup or some sugar. You want my whole kidney?
But think about this, D. High school sweetheart, dated a couple of years in college. He's somebody to you, or she's somebody to you. And they come back and ask you, could you do that for them? It's life or death. You just gonna say no?
Well, I'll put it this way. A married person, it's probably not gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. Mm-hmm. If you're single, it might be a chance. But if they're married, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I'm just telling you, it's not gonna happen.
I wonder, can I give a piece of it? Can I give him like a piece of the kidney? I don't want to give you the whole. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be upset for two reasons. Because the blues my wife's gonna give me, and the blues that I'm gonna probably give myself for even considering it. Think about it, because you at least gotta consider it. For the thought to even come in your head, man, I'm like, how you gonna tell them now?
Man, I don't know. Write them a letter, send a text. I don't know. That ain't no face-to-face conversation. I tell you that.
I'm gonna change my number.
Anthony said, would have to be the mother of my children. The guy in me wouldn't allow me to be that selfish or vindictive. Yes, the mother of your children, that's a whole different thing.
Or is it? Or is it? What if he married? Is his wife gonna be good with that?
Spouse comes to play, man. It's a whole different caveat. It's a whole different dynamic with the spouse coming to play on both sides.
Because with him, what if it was his wife's ex that she got babies by that asked her? How would he be about it? Would he be cool with it?
I don't think so.
Hey, because first thing I'm a holler. Let me see the child support. I want to see the record. If I want to see if you don't paid enough to buy a kidney. If you ain't paid enough to buy no kidney, you fist to go down, sir. You're going down. You're going down.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's tough. I'm tripping. I guess the big what's confusing to me about it is I'm confused. Somebody will even ask, but then there we go.
All right. So send us your letters. Don't forget. Send us your letters. You got something you want us to talk about. All right. Tonight, we're talking about power, status versus trust. Power versus trust. And I know y'all minds are going everywhere right now and see what we're trying to talk about with this. But let's start here. Let's talk about your business relationships, which you talk about your employers. So here's the question. Does power alleviate the need for trust in relationships? Does power alleviate the need for trust in relationships? Does it eliminate it? If I had a power, do I really need to trust? Employment relationships. What you think?
I think at first it does. I think if I got the job over you and it's new and you really need the job, I think you got it. If you holding that money over me, I think you got it because you're holding something over me that I really need and want. And that creates power. And because you have that power, yeah, I think you got me. You pretty much got me where you want me. You can make me come to work when I don't want to. You just about can do with me what you want to because you have that power over me. Because we're going through it. We're going through it today. As a matter of fact, you went through it last week.
Yeah.
How many people was going to work in the snow that didn't want to?
Wow.
How many people? Because to say, well, now ain't nobody gonna have no kind of power with me. I understand. I didn't want it either. But when that man is telling you to come to work and it's snow outside and you don't want to really endanger yourself and you have to.
So y'all talk to us. Let us know how, because since the pandemic, some of y'all have been working at home or you had the chance to work at home. How did your employer act knowing that they had to let you go home? How did it feel with your employer? Because I know they try to keep us in these buildings, man. They try everything they can to keep us in these buildings. But why do they have to have us in the building all the time? Why is that even necessary for us to be in the building?
So they can watch over us. So they can make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do. So they can make sure that plantation running like it's supposed to be running.
So is that the narrative? You can't trust nobody?
Well, I know it just seems like you can trust people, but you can't trust everybody.
You can't trust. I get that.
I'm curious. What do the people think? Do the people think that they can be trusted? Not everybody. They can be trusted to do what they supposed to do. Can we be trusted? Because I know you look like you can be trusted.
Who, me?
You look like you can.
Man,
it's the glasses.
You said
the glasses.
So, how many of you have had to actually call off work because you were actually sick, but you almost felt like they wasn't gonna believe you still? How many of you had that experience? You know you were sick and you had to call in, but you felt like they was not gonna believe you were sick. They might have said, "Okay, go take the," but you still in the back of your mind like they don't even believe I'm sick.
So what we do now, we text, or when we call in, we got the sick voice. When we call in. I'm curious of how long you stand in the mirror practicing before you call in to say you sick. Because we had one that was real sick. They got an Oscar for being sick, and they was back at work the next day. I'm like,
wow.
boy, you did that. You did that.
That's some awesome recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, but think about it. Think about it. Employers don't necessarily trust employees. I mean, you have things like good help is hard to find. You know, they run off this kind of mentality. What happens when a person, an employee, pulls up to the job in a nice car? How does that go down? Anybody ever, have you ever pulled up to your job in a nice car and the boss started acting kind of funny with you? You ever had it happen?
I think I have heard. I hadn't had it happen to me because my cars have never been nice enough. But
say, "Oh, John is a good worker."
Hey, I tell you, oh, we gonna be here a while. But I had a guy that bought a new BMW, and as soon as he bought it, he drove it to work. And the bosses, they were talking to the bosses about it, and the first thing they said was, "We paying him too much money." That was the first thing they said. We're paying him too much money.
But why is that the conclusion? You paying him too much money? I had a similar situation. Company I worked for some years back, it was a lady. She worked in customer service. Now she worked customer service, right? Customer service, you know, they ain't making six figures in customer service.
No.
She pulled up in an S500. S500
D
on some things.
I seen it, D. I seen it.
She pulled up and parked next to the boss. She parked right in the front, right next to him.
This how cold the car was. I seen it and I asked D, I said, "Hey man, who is that?" Because that booger was real nice, man. Real heavy. Oh, it was, bro.
Needless to say, a few months later, she was gone.
Well, because when you're thinking about who don't need to do their job or who you want to get rid of, her name is the first one that's gonna come up. But because you have, I think it empowers you again. You want people to feel like
Monica say, "I always got off the bus." Well, she's a good worker. She's a good worker. So
I don't even know what to say, D. I don't know what to say to that.
You got some people, as a rule, they will not drive their real car to work. They keep a junker around just to drive to work, so they don't have no trouble with the boss.
Well, the more you get, the more pretentious you get. The more I don't have to put up with this. The more attitude that may come with, more discontentment that may come when they ask you to do something.
Tarsha says, "I've had employees that drove or drive nicer cars than me, and I didn't feel any type of way."
You know why?
Hold on. She says, "If their productivity is good." The 6. I don't know if it's the 6. So she wasn't one of those jealous bosses.
You know why she wasn't jealous? Because she knew you gonna crowd to your car at the end of the day working with her.
She gonna get it out you. You gonna earn that car by the time she was done with you. Right. So Constance said people will hate.
Oh, absolutely.
People will hate. But I think because we talk about power versus trust. And it's like there is no trust. And here's my concept. If I can control you, I don't have to trust you. What y'all think about that? If I can control you, I don't have to trust you.
I think that works at first. I think like with anything, I think regardless of what it is, I think I think it works until I get used to what the situation is and I can better things on my end, or I can get more comfortable on my end, and then that stops working for you. Because now I'm looking for something else. Now I'm doing other things because the trust The trust is not there, and I can maneuver now. I just got to get comfortable in it. I think that's what the word I'm looking for.
Conscious said he agrees. Now here's what I'm saying. When I say if I can control you, I don't have to trust you. You heard people say, "Well, I can trust you as far as I can see you," which means as long as you in my eyesight, I know you're gonna act right. But soon as I can't see you, I can't trust you to act right. So Laura says nobody wants the little guy to look like he doing better than the management. And it's like, why? Why is that such a big deal? Think about it.
But see, now this is the thing. This is the thing. And
Malik said very true, especially with money.
I get it, but most of the times the managers, okay, let me say this. They're in different, they can afford the nicer cars. I tell you this, you may have nicer cars, but I bet they got nicer houses. I bet they got the nicer stuff that really matters. I don't really think it matters too much to them about cars. I could be wrong, it may. But most of the time, man, you go home with them is when you see the housing and stuff like, whoa, and here it is. I got a car, but you know what I'm saying? I
don't
know, man.
Control is not trust. You're absolutely right. Control is not trust. But how many people are willing to admit they would rather control what a person does than trust them to do what they need them to do? And that's what I'm saying. Because, listen, the lady who brought the S500 to work, her husband had a trucking company. Turns out she really was working. So
the insurance.
That's how they had the insurance.
Yeah.
So she wasn't hurting for money. But you better not show nobody.
She was bragging.
With S500, dude, that booger was beautiful.
I seen it. You had to tell me I seen it. How about this? I seen it and I remembered it. Yeah. I was like, whoa, because it was probably the baddest car up there.
It was. And okay, so that's employees. We know employers don't necessarily trust employees. They've had to because of the pandemic. And what they found out that people will actually work when they're not around you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but what about churches?
Okay. What kind of control or power can the church have over you though?
So here's my question. Why does it seem like churches cater to the less fortunate? Now, I'm not talking about helping the less fortunate. I'm talking about everything is aimed at the less fortunate.
When I saw
No, I'm serious, because it is the gospel a poor man's gospel? Is the good news only for poor people?
No, but that's who gravitate to it because of hope. It gives them hope. Most of the time when we come to Christ or the church, man, we on our back. We, Lord, please, if you just do anything, Lord. Then the bumper sticker hang in. I mean, most of the time when we come because we have exhausted all avenues. And that's okay. Here, well, that's all I got left.
So it's a last resort, what you saying?
Most of the time, maybe I could be wrong, but most of the time when we come, and especially in the Black community, it's hope. It's a place of hope. They selling hope to us.
They selling hope to us.
Okay.
Tasha says, should the church give just to the rich and highly loaded? Now, I'm not talking about the giving aspect. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about listen, the church should give. The church should take care of the less fortunate. I wholeheartedly believe that. My thing is, when the message is only about how he gonna pay your bills, how he gonna do this for you, how he gonna do that for you, and that's the message you get.
But if I'm broke and busted, you got to be telling me something to keep me in there, D.
But what if that's only 5% of the people?
Oh. No. See, that's where you're wrong. It's gonna be 95% of the people. It ain't gonna. No,
I agree with John. Help me. You said it's gonna be 95% of the people.
It's gonna be 95% of the people, man. That's gonna be on in that. You're gonna always find more downtrodden people than you're gonna find people that are doing well, because it caters to the people that need hope or trying to do better. It caters to them. That's why you do. If you don't believe me, go south, and they got 3 or 4 mega churches over there.
So, talking about power versus trust. So, all right, let's get Laura's comment. She says, some simple minds think that if you have money, nice cars, nice clothes, and you looking the part, you don't have. Exactly. Rich people got problems.
Oh, very much so.
People whose issues is not how they're gonna pay their bills, they still have problems.
Yeah, they do.
So what happens when they go and they don't get, because everything is about,
we all need Jesus.
How you gonna pay your rent? Work it out. All your money is spent.
Again, dude, but that's what it's about. That.
So like I said, if I'm at church with 95% downtrodden,
hey,
I don't want to be there.
But think about this. Okay. Then how about this? Okay, let's not say 95%.
Okay, because that's a long percentage.
Okay, I bet you got to say this though. I bet you got to say at least 70%. And out of those 70%, 20% of those people are not going to even tell you that they doing it. They're going to act like it is something else.
Constance says, not going to lie, it's been hard for me to trust the church sometimes, because if I give my 10% and the pastor rolling in $100,000 car, we have a problem. Hold on. And listen, I get it. First, let me say, the 10% is not yours to begin with. So that don't belong to you. All right. And I'm speaking to Christians, people who believe in Jesus, worry about the 10%. The 10% you weren't supposed to touch no way. It's not yours. All right. So here's the thing so what happens when the rich guy steps in church? Isn't he hard to what? Control?
Oh, absolutely. He won't be quiet.
Why is the rich guy hard to control?
Because he giving money. You can't be quiet. You can't make him be quiet.
But why does he feel like he has such a voice?
Because he giving money. Because of money. Because he got power.
Because he feel like you need me, which gives me the power position.
That's true. Unless you're a fool like me, and ain't gonna be quiet regardless.
Listen, okay, that's church. We talk. Listen, we can go there all day. All right,
let's
get to the meat. Let's get to the meat of the whole thing. All right, Latarsha says, well, technically, Derek, if it went to my account, don't block your blessing, sister. She said, okay, I'm sorry, Lord. I repent. All right. Hey, you want 90% going to your account, or you want nothing? Okay.
There you go.
All right. So let's bring it on home. What about romantic relationships?
All right. What about them? What you want? What can I tell you today about the relationship? What can I tell you?
Power versus trust. If I can control you, do I really need to trust you?
And not only that, I don't need to trust you, but you gonna let me get away with more if I got power over you, like I think. You gonna let me get away with more than you would if I don't have it. If we in this thing, we about the same spot. I ain't get away with nothing. You watching me, you own me like a hawk. If I come in and I'm balling, I got power over you, and you feel like you need me. I'll never forget this. Deion Sanders said that when his girl came, Pilar, he said she had a duffel bag when she came to him, and her and her mom quit their jobs. So I consider that she needed him. He got power over her.
Right.
He has real power. He got enough power to where he almost can do whatever it is he want to do because she has let him know, I need you.
So y'all help me out. Y'all help me out. Y'all heard the statement. If I can control you, do I really need to trust you? All right. Maurice say, here we go. Just think about this. Think about this. Think about this. If I can control you, I don't really need to trust you. It's relationships. We love to say they're about trust, but how much of it is really about trust? Y'all talk to me. How much of it? Give me some percents. How much of it is really about trust? Tarsha said, yes, you do. I know you watched enough. J-Lo was done. People can only take so much. Ain't no power.
You can't talk about J-Lo. J-Lo is not a person that is submitting no power. She comes to the table with
the movie enough.
Oh, everybody's seen that. First of all, do not use J-Lo and actress in the same sentence anyway. She is not an actress. You need to quit playing so much and get up out of here. I'm simply saying, I get it. I get it. But that's over a period of time, though, right?
Right.
And that's the point I'm making. Yes, you have control over me until I get my bearing. Because over a period of time, when I do get it, you will lose some of that control, and I'm gonna be trying to move around. But hey, only you can determine how much time that takes.
So let me ask the ladies, any ladies that's watching, how secure are you if you get with a man who has it all together already? How secure are you? Because a lot say they want it, but when you get it, how secure are you? Y'all answer that. I want some ladies to chime in. How secure are you when you get a man who has it already?
They ain't gonna tell the truth.
They ain't gonna tell the. Why you don't think they tell the truth?
They ain't gonna tell the truth because you have to show vulnerability, and women don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to show it, and they certainly don't want to get on here and tell it. Because if a man got his stuff all together and you don't, now you have to submit a certain way to him, and they don't want to do that.
You know, because I always hear, listen, I don't care who the man is. I don't care who he is. He can be the most solid dude you ever met. Whenever his wife start talking about him, she gonna always put him in the light. Well, girl, you should have saw him when I got a hold of him. You see him now, but before I got him,
that's why Ike Turner is my hero right now. Because when they talk about Ike, you don't hear all this. You do not hear all this. Matter of fact, Tina say, "Mom is the word." You hear me? Tina ain't got nothing to say. I'm serious. Nobody's going to be honest because nobody want to get that up. Nobody want to get that up, do you?
Listen, shut up, John. What type of ratchet, out of touch with reality women do you know? Because think about it. Listen, any guy, especially married guys, because we talk about trust. If everything is cool, why does the guy always get threatened? Why do people always come up to the guy? All right, you better make sure you treat her right. I don't want no mess out of you. Don't nobody say nothing to her?
They don't get me started. Why?
All right. I'm very secure. Security is from within, not necessarily from exterior things.
You can say that if you want to. When them lights over there flickering off, you can say that if you want to. But I ain't buying it, Monique. I ain't buying it. Everybody wants security. And you ain't finna get on here and act like that you ain't looking for that because everybody is. And the level of security that you get, the more you're going to have to hush up and be quiet.
Laura says, I still want some of my own. You will never wake up one day and leave me with nothing.
That's it.
People and feelings change daily.
That's it.
So, Laura, why do you have to have something? Why can't you just trust? If he got it all, why you can't just trust that he gonna take care of you? Anthony says, because of school days, when Papa was a rolling stone, D. Still, why? How could Papa roll? How could he just freely roll?
He couldn't. He couldn't. Listen. She said it. It ain't no trust. She don't trust him to stay, but she expect him to trust her to do like she's supposed to do. And see, that's the problem. We getting it. Look, whether I got it or you got it, we both looking at each other like we can't really trust what the other one's gonna do because, like she said, people change their mind up in a minute. People change.
But I'm supposed to trust that they won't. So in that, I'm grabbing for some power. I'm gonna make sure I got me a bank account stashed away. I'm gonna have my own. Why? Because I don't trust you. Anthony says it was accepted back then, unfortunately. Well, it was accepted because traditionally the woman came in to the man's house. He had the house, he had everything established, and she came into his house.
Mm-hmm.
So he had the power position. So if he went rolling, she wasn't going nowhere because she didn't have nothing. All right. Monica says, I guess that's why. She said, I guess that's why I'm by myself. I always said that I wanted to a man's asset. I want to be a man's asset, not his liability. I've not reached the asset state. Listen, it's not about asset liability. Because listen, if you're focused on asset and liability, you are admitting that power is important more than trust.
It is. They ain't got to just come out and say it. It is.
Then why are we always coming like it's about trust and honesty?
That sounds great in the song, but that's not the life that we live in. And I'm gonna tell you something. Even more so now with the way dating and things have changed, man. It's not about that no more. It's about everybody wants security, but they want it the way they want it.
Laura says we need to work together. Okay, listen. I get work together. Well, what if work together means he go earn all the money and you take care of the home front? Are you comfortable with that?
I think there'll be it's funny because this is how I feel about this. I think everybody will be at first, but I think over a period of time there has to be something to say, hey, listen, I've been sitting at home a little while, kids getting bigger, they can go on. I need to try to put my some things as well. And when those conversations aren't had, it becomes very difficult because there is discontentment, there is resentment and everything in that woman that's staying at home because she wants to do more. And especially with these new women, all it takes is for her to go outside and talk to one of these other women. And now she in the house talking bad.
What you mean by these new women? What's the new women?
What's the
What's the new women, John? I'm just trying for the people out there listening. We just want to know what the new women are. What's the new women, John?
I've been asked to.
Tread lightly, John. Tread lightly. Right. What's the new women?
I'm simply saying that the way the generation is now, the way things are with women now, they're very outspoken. They're trying to accomplish something. They want to be heard. You ain't gonna make them sit down. We can do whatever y'all can do. And now you take your one for being in the house to get in the hold of one of them, you gonna come back, your house gonna be upside down. Then I gotta go across town to get Ike.
Sure, I say do tell. So, all right. So Tarsha says there are some men that may have addictions, gambling, and showed it to her. That's why they stash money away. He's shown her she can't trust him.
But yet she stayed.
Oh, she says, absolutely. In this era, some women would prefer to stay home. What?
She stayed? How you gonna get on her and tell me that I showed you, I buried my soul to you and told you that I had a problem, and you gonna tell me because of that I'm gonna stash money because I can't trust you? You stayed.
Okay. Mika said, hush, John. You swear you know what us women will do. Get off.
Hey,
Okay. Because
Mika know I ain't lying. Mika know I ain't lying.
listen, if you got so much trust for the guy, why is there a backdoor plan? Why is this thing in the back of your mind of I gotta be secure just in case? We talk about trust, right?
And then they want to get on here and talk about us like we dogs. Ain't no good men. Ain't no good men. You can't. I'm tired of hearing it.
Laura says no because I'm a people person. Sitting at home every day is dull. And we're not talking about actually just sitting at home. We're talking about that as far as roles go. His role is to go and secure the home outside, and you secure the home inside, making sure everything is taken care of. So it doesn't mean you tie down to the kitchen every day.
Let me explain to her what we mean, D. So she
all right.
PTA, parent conference, school all day, every day. Anything that has to do with running around, taking care of errands while I'm out making a fortune for us. Any of that trivial stuff that you can be doing at the house to take some of the pressure off of me, Lord, that is what you'll be doing. And I want you to feel good about it too.
Monique says most women move based on their experience with men they've had relationships with.
But y'all ain't good at that. Y'all not good at that. Y'all are not good at that. Women are not good at bouncing back from relationships. Most of y'all get in relationships too soon anyway when y'all had to hear from the last one. So now y'all dragging this carcass behind you. Now we got to put over there. Now you coming in looking for a back door to my, oh, well, he said this, no, I don't trust, so I got to put money away. Y'all's crazy.
Say y'all's. Mika said just because I put money back and have it put up doesn't really mean what? Doesn't really mean I do not trust him. Are you serious?
Really?
We're talking 100%, Mika. We talk about 100%. We're talking 100%. Or why don't you? Hold on. Let me say, because you might put it back and he might know. Are you hiding it from him though?
Oh, she answered that. You ain't got to answer that. When she had
Monique said, I need to call in. Listen, I'm gonna work that out. I'm gonna get a call in feature so we have
Hey,
that's neither here nor there. We go.
But until then, no, you can't call in. We don't need no call-ins just yet until I'm finished getting out. Listen, because I'm trying to help y'all. It may not appear that way, but I'm actually trying to help y'all. If y'all just listen and take some good notes.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Listen, Derek.
Okay, we can say not hiding. Listen, not hiding is something different. But if you hide your intention, you can still say I'm saving money. Oh, I got this purse I want to buy, and you got 15, 20, 25, 35 grand locked away. That ain't for no purse.
You know why you hide money, D? You hide money because you want the situation to change. And just in case the situation don't change, I'm going to make sure it does one way or another. That's why you hide money. That's the only reason you hide money.
Okay, Cheryl said it goes two ways. Men have baggage too. You're right. You're absolutely right. Men
don't have baggage too. We got baggage like women, though. We got baggage like women. We have a carry-on baggage. We have carry-on. Women, brother, please. They come in with so much baggage. We got to stop them at the door and say, whoa. Anybody told us about all these suitcases?
Send your emails to Yogi. Mika said that is what my notes look like from John. This is what my notes are like. Oh, wow. She's taking notes. This is what they look like, John. But listen. All right. So Laura says, coming from single parenting homes, some were taught to have another plan because they didn't see much stability from male role models. Hold up. Ooh. let's not make this all about men. Let's not make this all about men. Listen, I watched the paternity shows. How many times was he not the father?
Too many. That's why they got a show right now.
I said, let's not just make this about men.
Listen, women, let me tell y'all what y'all doing. Let me explain this to y'all. Mika, you have your pencil ready. When women tell stories, right, about men, they're either the hero or the victim. And my brother told me, a friend of my brother's told me that.
Explain. That's interesting. Explain.
They're either the victim or the hero, because it has to be your side. People are not gonna come in and say, "Well, you know, we both were kind of doing things where it didn't work out." It's always on his side. Or you're gonna say, "I came in and saved him." Either you saved him or he did you dirty. It ain't gonna never be both of y'all fault. Never, because y'all not gonna own up to that.
So Cheryl says, why do men treat women like their last relationships? Well, I think it may not necessarily be because of the whole thing about the last relationship. Depends on who was the villain versus who was the victim.
Yes.
If you were the victim in the last relationship, you're going to carry that stuff over because it's human nature to protect yourself. It's human nature to not be the victim again. But in trying not to be the victim, you could be keeping yourself from experiencing an actual true relationship that could really be good because you're so guarded in the whole situation. Let's go to our favorite word, submission.
Oh boy, you better duck.
Let's go to submission.
You better duck.
Why is it that women can only submit to a man who has power?
Wait.
Be it financial,
wait,
or whatever. I just want to know because you say, in order for me to submit, he has to have X, Y, and Z. What are you saying?
And then when he get them, they planning an escape plan. Because he got them the way with dude. Just tell me I'm wrong, D. Tell me, because when you put it down, he got to make this, he got to be that, he got to be that. And if you get everything you want in him, you're gonna have to submit to that until you can put your money aside or can create it out for yourself. Every time.
So why not get somebody instead of somebody who has more than you? Why don't you get somebody who has the same as you?
That's not on their list. It's not on their list.
It's not on the list.
They're on the list. Because if you don't look the way I think you should look, you got to make this much. Oh, I got to fast and pray about you, because it ain't agreeing with my spirit. Girl, get out of here. Whoa!
Well. Look who we have here. Is this our friend, Miss Monique? She couldn't let this one go. So
I couldn't.
What you got on your mind, sis? What you got on your mind?
I could not let it go. And listen, I'm with my cousin here. So you have two people.
What's up, cuz?
Okay. This is Demetria. I'm gonna go this way. Oh my gosh.
Get on.
Okay, we still on?
We listen.
Yeah, you still there.
Okay. It took us time to kind of get on, so we're just trying to get on with you guys. And no, I do not agree.
Okay. Let us know why.
Okay. You guys were talking about the security part or the trust part. Which part were you just speaking on?
We're talking about what don't
go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We were trying to get on, so I didn't hear that last part. I'm sorry.
The security and the trust part kind of go hand in hand. Listen, talk to my finally someone to tell our side. Thank you, Monique. Listen, we here for it. We here for it because I have thought through this thing. Most people in relationships, they're not looking to trust somebody. They're looking for leverage, just in case. They're looking for leverage just in case.
D, you ain't told now lie.
So if a man has it all, he has it all together. This list that y'all have, that he gotta have this. If he has all of that on that list, are you really secure?
Yes.
Or are you worried on if you can actually keep him or not?
No. I would say this. Number one, Mr. John and Mr. D, everyone doesn't have a long list. Everyone doesn't have that. That's a myth. Some women.
That ain't no myth.
Hold on. Did your list start off short though? Or did life shorten your list?
Listen. Life shortened it just a bit. Just a bit. But
okay, just trying to clarify. Okay, go ahead.
We don't all have a list. However, we were sitting here discussing, thank you, number one, for the show. We love listening on Mondays. But we were discussing how trust will come first. You trust that man that you're with. You're not saving money or putting money up because of a lack of trust. You're doing that most of the time because of what you have seen in the relationship.
Correct.
Is that not rooted in distrust though?
It's
That's rooted in experience.
There you go.
But that experience breeds what? The distrust.
No, it's not about distrust. It's about I trust you to do exactly what you're going to do. And what you've shown me you've done time and time
That's
again.
wisdom.
No. Okay, let me tell you. There's this guy. His name is Patrick Lencioni. He works with teams. And he said that trust is the number one thing you have to make a team work. And a marriage is a team. But he said there are two types of trust. You have predictability trust and you have vulnerability trust. What you're talking about is predictability trust. I can trust you as long as I can predict how you're going to act. The type of trust that really makes teams work is vulnerability trust. Can you be vulnerable in your trust to that man as opposed to as long as I know how far he going, you know what I'm saying? How does that work?
See, they're not gonna be vulnerable to him because they're gonna get on her and say, well, wisdom tells me from my past relationships that I need to make sure that I'm good if they don't work out. And they did everything they could in their past relationship and they were disastrous. So let the record show disastrous in the back and you bringing that same disaster to the front. You have to trust it. How you gonna sit here and tell me you saving money? Oh, what did Tasha say? Oh, he showed me a flaw, and now I'm putting money to the side because I know. But you still left. How you stacking my paper? Explain to me how you stacking my paper. How you stacking my paper trying to get a getaway when you got my paper?
Okay, so when did it go to your paper and not ours, John?
That's a good question, John. That's
when she started.
No.
Can I get a close up? Can I get a close up, please?
He's ready for his close up, Mr. DeVille. Oh, yeah. There we go. There you go.
You know when it started being my paper, when she started putting it aside and not telling me what she was doing with it, when she started using it for something other than what's supposed to go on in the house. That's when it became my paper. Now you stealing from me. Matter of fact, I'm finna call the police right now.
Okay. John,
say don't call the police.
I'm gonna say this, Mr. John, you have a point because now you're getting into communication. We never said we were gonna change and put money away and do what we need to do without communicating to you.
What?
So now you said it became yours when she didn't communicate what she was doing. In the
Tasha and Mika said they were putting paper away. They ain't say nothing about it.
We did have a couple of women say they would put paper away.
They were putting paper away.
But did they say without telling their partner or their husband?
So you gonna tell me? You telling me that you gonna hold them to they didn't say that? Is that what you telling me? You gonna hold them to what that is? That is what telling them. That's what you gonna hold me to.
All right, let's get Rosa's comment. She says because some women who see a man with power will know she is basically set. If she sees a man who doesn't have the power, the roles are reversed. Women love to play the damsel in distress. Yes, I said it. Wow.
Say it so the people in the back can hear.
I don't know, Rose.
Women love to play the damsel in distress.
That's not the case for everybody.
Thoughts,
Well,
ladies.
It's not. That's not
Sure.
the case for every woman.
Thoughts, ladies. Damsel in distress.
No, that's certainly not every woman. That may be that woman.
Okay, so you say it's that woman. All right.
Apparently.
So, cause listen, I remember a lady, and the lady, she had a horrible marriage experience that she went through, and she would often tell us how bad it was. But I remember her saying she had 3 daughters. I remember her saying she always taught her daughters, make sure you have a separate account.
Okay.
You're going into a marriage with the idea in your head that he is not going to act right.
D.
It's about power. It's about trust.
D. 911. Somebody stealing.
Somebody stealing.
Somebody stealing.
Cheryl says it's like our kids. We can trust them until they do something that makes us no longer trust them.
I agree with that.
Tarsha says, what I heard her say was trust was there, and then he broke it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Are y'all using a decoder? Because I didn't hear none of that.
Right. Rosa says, I did say some women, not all women.
Not all. That's right.
But Rosa, you speak for all of them.
Now, and let me just say this before we get Mika's comment. Let me just say this. This is being pointed back to men because traditionally men have had the power position. Because economically, men have had the power position. I'll say that. Economically. Let me stress. Economically. Because women have power. Let's not discredit this thing. It's like women don't have power. Women have always had the power of influence. And women know how to use their influence. Let me just say that. All right. All right. Listen, because that's why other women worry so much about that man when they get him, because they know the influence women have.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I can agree with that.
All right. Mika said, John, be glad I have this bunny on. I cannot call. I never said I would do it and him not know. This is about communication and past experience. Not trust. Still, you're proving John's point. You're dragging this stuff into the next one.
Okay, let me say this. When we say it's about past experience or the experience, I believe we're really saying the experience that we're having with that person that we're with at that moment. Mm-hmm. I agree with John when he said, and Mr. Derrick, when you guys said, don't bring that baggage into it. Don't come in the marriage saying, I'm going to have money on the side and set it up. You're basically telling me you don't trust me. We agree with that. But while you're in that relationship or in that marriage, you might see some things that change. That's all that I hear the women are saying.
So what if he sees something in you that make him say, maybe I need to put some money up.
Okay.
And he would come now because if y'all find out that he was doing that, he is a dog, he wrong, and all that.
Okay. So again, that goes to communication. If he decides to put some money up, and he comes to me and say, because of your spending habits, and we seem to be in the red every month, I have started another account.
Okay, hold on.
Argue with that.
What woman in her right mind gonna let a man come to her and say, honey, I'm putting money up because I think I saw some things and I ain't trust you doing it. She going banana.
I do you one better. Baby, you get out of hand. I gotta cut you off.
Okay, it's all about how you say it. It's all about how you say it. Now you telling me you gonna cut me out from what?
Hey, you
mine, not mine.
This is a good conversation.
Hey, you just about to hit that purchase button on Amazon, and he like no, we're not doing that.
You talking about this? How you tell me, girl? Bye. Go now.
And listen,
Every week I have to deal with it.
I brought this whole thing up because we're not honest going into a relationship. Listen, past relationships are supposed to help you choose better, not help you manage.
I got you.
You supposed to know it's supposed to make you smarter on the front end, and then you get in there. So what made you jump in there all the way and then not, not be fully in?
I heard this today, man. This right. This is quick. The problem with women most of the time is women don't heal because they're too afraid to reveal. Did y'all hear that?
That's not only applicable to women. That's
Did y'all hear that? Y'all won't tell the truth to save y'all life. I said that. Y'all gonna hide and do everything else because y'all don't want to be vulnerable. Y'all worse than me. I ain't never seen such a group of women like the ones walking around today that don't want to be vulnerable. Y'all are women. That's what y'all supposed to be. I'm proud of you.
So you almost have it with you, and then toward the end, you always take a detour. That I can't go with you.
Hey, my car going like this.
Ran off the road, yeah.
That's not about just women.
No, that's not only applicable to women. That's men too.
No.
I mean, because y'all are notorious for the silent treatment.
Oh, she said notorious.
Notorious is what I said.
What? Okay, then. Well, who controls the
Y'all
booty?
professionals.
Whoa.
Y'all
Who controls the booty? Who controls the booty then? We can be silent. Y'all control the booty. Y'all ain't got to say nothing. Who controls the booty? Excuse me, who controls the booty?
Wait.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. No, that's what I thought.
Hey, hold up. Remember what I said. Most people in relationships are looking for leverage because they don't trust. It doesn't mean that you don't trust them 100%. I mean, there's some leverage. You feel more comfortable if you have leverage. And that's what I'm saying. We don't really go into relationships from a trust perspective. We go in from a power perspective. If we don't have to trust you, we won't go there. It sounds good in theory, but most people are looking for leverage. That's why you got to have a just in case. That's why I got to have a backup plan, because it's about leverage. Because you are not going to put me in a position to hurt me. And that's what vulnerability is all about.
See, they'll accept it from you, D. They won't let me say the same thing. They ain't gonna let me say the same thing to them.
Listen, it's hard being vulnerable. It is super hard. But you will never hit the depths of a relationship that really makes a relationship lasting until you can be that. And we got to admit that the power play is what we doing the whole time. This is the dance we doing the whole time. We got to admit that first before we can get to that deep stuff that relationship's really about.
Thank you, Monique, for jumping in. Thank you.
I agree with what Mr. Derek just said. Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much, Derek. It's a great hot topic conversation. We were over here just boiling. So,
we appreciate y'all.
My Sarah for putting me down. Put me down. Thank you, girl.
That's our producer, Sarah, my wife. That's her Sarah. Selena on the screen, she said, "Will John, men don't heal, they hold."
You're not gonna take what I had said and drop the mic on. You're not gonna do that. No.
Then she get amens. Talking about say it again, girl. Come on.
You're not gonna do that.
So women don't heal, they hide money. No.
Hey, D say,
Listen, but the reality is both of them. The man doesn't heal, he holds. The woman doesn't heal, she hides. It's all to protect the heart. It's really what it is.
Yeah.
And vulnerability is about exposing the heart. So how's it gonna work?
And there's nothing gonna make you more happier than when you can trust somebody and they can trust you, and y'all just in it for each other and not for all of the other stuff. That's the crazy thing about it, man. You're not gonna ever truly be happy until you can truly trust. And as long as the calls and how and all that stuff will come and go, man, it's all about love and relationships, man. You got to trust me and me you, and all for this relationship thing to work like it's supposed to work.
One of the most powerful things I ever learned about was called a trust account. There's a reason why, if you have a good friend that you only see every now and then, why you can pick up where you left off and it seems like everything is fine. It's because your last interaction with that person was positive. Positive interactions are deposits. You're depositing positive into, but you have withdrawals as well. And those are negative interactions. The more interactions you have with a person, the more transactions. So when you talk about somebody in a relationship, the transaction level is high because you're around them all the time. And we both have to be mindful, men and women, to make sure that we're making more deposits than withdrawals. Now, here's the thing. The wrong withdrawal can bankrupt your account. And this is what you have to walk out for. You're talking about cheating. You're talking about all these types of stuff. And it's rooted in mistrust. Those types of interactions, those types of transactions can bankrupt your account. So you have to be mindful all the time of the deposits you're making and the withdrawals you're making. So balance your account. Balance your account. Make sure you're always in the black, not in the red when it comes to your relationships. And that's our King Speak for this week.
That's good, man. That's good,
That was fun. That was
fun, man.
Mika said such a good conversation. Seriously, it made me think of some things that I did not relate to trust. And that's what we call it edutainment. We want to laugh and have a good time. We want to educate in the process. We want you to think.
So when y'all hear me say something, take good notes, okay? To help you. Take good notes.
Don't forget, send your letters. If you got something you want us to talk about, you do not have to put your name. We won't call you out. We won't call your name out. Send us your letters. We talk about the situation, and we offer any advice that we may have. All right? Well, that's Man Talk Mondays for this week. Thank everybody for listening, joining in the conversation. Yeah. Thank you, Monique, and your cousin for jumping in with us. We appreciate y'all. We're here Mondays, 7 o'clock. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
God bless.